I would like to thank Coca 2005 for sending me this story. Coming out of Maryland, my state, but probably most likely nowhere near where this guy's from. Oh, based on what I'm looking at, it says he's from Baltimore. But anyway, this man's name is Richard Preston Jr. He's a hard 53 years of age, and he's a leader of the KKK. And he was just sentenced to 8 years in prison, 4 of which were suspended, so he technically should have gotten 12, for firing a gun into a crowd at the Charlottesville riot, massacre, whatever you want to call it, because I damn sure ain't going to call it a rally, last year. It says a Maryland man who identified himself as a leader of the Ku Klux Klan was sentenced on Tuesday to 8 years in prison, 4 of which were suspended, for firing a pistol during last summer's deadly white nationalist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. Richard Preston, age 53, who identified himself to the media as an imperial wizard of the KKK, white supremacist group, pleaded guilty in Charlottesville Circuit Court, according to media reports. Preston has argued he was acting in self-defense. Well, clearly it didn't work. But you know what I noticed about this incident right here? All the white people that were involved that they decided to go after actually were found guilty. Now, what's even more crazy is the fact they can't even get these goddamn white cops to be found guilty. Maybe if they played cop or they were cops, they probably would have got off. Let's see. It says, at the same time, the Unite the Right rally, a man drove a car into a group of demonstrators protesting white nationalists killing a woman. James Alex Fields, who I've actually talked about before, faces murder and hate crime charges in forthcoming trials in that incident. The American Civil Liberties Union of Virginia had posted a video on Twitter of a man who media reports identified as Preston walking in a crowd past the man wielding a flamethrower before walking back toward the man and firing at him at close range. I remember the flamethrower guy. That was a black guy that had that flamethrower. Preston was charged with shooting a firearm within 1,000 feet of a school. In addition to the prison sentence, he received 3 years probation according to court documents. The man with the flamethrower, Corey Long, was not injured. Long was found guilty of disorderly conduct according to court records. He has appealed the sentence, and the appeal trial will start in January. Prosecutors and Preston's lawyers were not immediately available to comment. Hopefully that Corey Long guy wins his appeal, but we'll see. But you have a lot of white people out here who like to claim that the Klan is no longer around. White supremacy is all in our head. It's a fantasy. It's not real, like that clown over at Fox News by the name of Tucker Carlson, who said white supremacy is rare in America. I could have laughed the whole way through that video because of how much of a joke that statement was and how much of a clown he is. But yeah, the KKK, the Klan, they are all over. Don't think they're just in the South. I mean, they are everywhere. And this is Baltimore. He most likely lives in the county and not in the city. I highly doubt he lives in the city. He lives in the county for sure. But, yeah. Enjoy them 8 years behind bars, buddy. And you may want to watch your back in more ways than one. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be down below. I will talk to you in the next one. Okay, so I have an update. Hopefully y'all made it to the end of the video to see this little update. Now, the part that you just saw, I recorded that a couple days ago. I can't remember exactly what day it was. The software says it was recorded earlier this week. It doesn't specify a date. But it wasn't yesterday. It most likely was on Wednesday. It was one of my off days. I do know that. But anyway, since I've recorded that video, now it said that he was going to get 8 years in prison. But it has now been reduced down to 4. And the way that I found this out was on True Royal Family's channel. And then I saw it again on Jason Black's Facebook page. I am, again, not surprised at this. But if those 4 years uphold or they hold up, that's going to be a long 4 years for this piece of shit. That's all I really have to say.